training calls. Thank you very much, obviously, for spending some time with us tonight. Tonight you're going to learn a lot more about handling objections, because many of you are going to be handling leads moving forward. So we want to make sure that you're able to, when you start understanding how to brand yourself, when you start understanding how to drive traffic to your existing brand, and now ultimately what's going to happen when you automate the process, you're going to get your information in front of more people that actually are interested, right? We're not talking about tire kickers, people that they kind of want to make money, right? Because you'll run into a lot of those people that just aren't fired up about anything, right? You could tell them, hey, I'll give you 2 platinum packages if you help us build this, and they'll still look at you like you're crazy. But handling objections is one of the easiest things you can do. You just need to practice it. You just need to polish yourself. As an example, many of us already do presentations on a daily basis. And what I mean by that is you talk to people face-to-face on a daily basis. Every time you're having a conversation, whether it's on a phone or whether face-to-face, you got to remember, that's a mini presentation, right? Now, what's the difference between your mini presentation and actually trying to build your business? Nothing. Just the way you frame it in your mind. What I mean by that, guys, is I'm trying to empower you mentally to understand you already have the power to converse with people. Now you just have to learn how to influence them. So even a daily face-to-face conversation, I look at that as a mini presentation. Why? Every conversation, guys, somebody is close to somebody. As an example, I always tell my friends, because they're like, hey, how do you do so many presentations? You stand up in front of rooms of 500, 5,000, and they're like, you don't flinch. Now, guys, I've been doing presentations my entire life. My mom owned restaurants. I've owned restaurants. I've just been in front of big groups all my life. It's natural to me. But I'll tell you one thing. I didn't start off that way. It's a skill set that I learned as I practiced and practiced and practiced. I still remember the very first time that I had to do a sales process meeting. I forgot half of the stuff I was supposed to talk about. Why? Because I didn't practice enough. And then I realized one thing. Hey, look, the more I practice, the easier this gets, because it's just like having a conversation over the phone or having a friend or a loved one in front of you and you're conversing with them just normally, right? So one thing I will make sure that you understand, guys, you already have the power within you to do daily presentations, right? Again, it's just how you frame it in your mind. So make sure you write a note down saying, hey, look, I am already doing daily presentations. I just have to get better at presenting the ASW MasterCard, correct? So that being said, guys, do not ever doubt the fact that you can do this. Do not ever let anybody, it doesn't matter how negative they are, don't allow them to invade your mind and tell you that you cannot be great at building a business online. Guys, anybody can build a business online. It's just, are you willing to put the effort in? We're going to teach you the tools. We're going to teach you how to market, but we can't hold your hand and do it for you. This is where you have to have some skin in the game. This is where you have to have something so great, a why, that makes you realize, you know what, I'm going to sacrifice time to be able to change my family's financial future. Again, remember that. I'm going to sacrifice time, because at the end of the day, guys, we all have time. When I tell people, hey, look, if you just market 1 hour a day, that's 7 hours a week. Now, you tell me, do you really think you can make 6 or 7 figures marketing 1 hour a day? Nope. Now, what about if you do it 2 hours a day, right? Now we're talking, because now we're talking about 14 hours in a week. What about 3 hours a day? That's just 21 hours a week, guys, if you're marketing. And I don't mean just posting a message here and there on Facebook, guys. I mean building your brand, driving traffic to your YouTube channel, learning how to handle objections, because you're going to start getting phone calls. You're going to start getting comments, likes, shares on your Facebook, comments on your YouTube channel. And it's all how you interact with these people that really allows you to win financially, guys. But again, your why, the reason why you want to win, and again, it's not about making money, guys. This is way bigger than making money. The movement that you have right now in your mind is about helping others. And if it's not, you need to readjust your thinking, because it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you can help others make. Do not forget that, because that's very, very important. I have a lot of people that come up to me and tell me, hey, I want to make, you know, $100,000, $500,000. And I ask them a simple question. What about helping others? And they say, oh, I never even thought about that. So do you really think that somebody that has the mindset that's not even thinking of others is going to be able to win financially? I'll tell you right now, the answer is absolutely no. Because in this business, guys, the more you help others, the more money will chase you. But if you're just worried about you, then you're never going to make money. Believe me, guys, I used to have that mentality when I first got started because nobody ever helped train me. Literally, the companies that I first got started with gave me a replicated website, a manual, and said, good luck. Now, don't forget, a replicated website is nothing but basically a paper business card that people just kind of look at and don't really take any action, right? So that's why we teach you to use automation tools. That's why we teach you to use sales funnels. That's why we teach you to put autoresponders, because all these things are going to allow you to win massively in 2016 and beyond. So that being said, real quick, guys, I want you to understand one thing. Handling objections in your online business 2016. I'm going to put this this document in the training group. So right now we're just kind of developing it, but I'm going to read it out to y'all so y'all will have access to this in the training group. But real quick, so if you look at this on your screen, it says, we've developed a very successful formula on how to effectively invite your networking prospects to action. Remember, action is very important. These network marketing steps will serve you well throughout the business as they have done for thousands of others. They are, number one, guys, reading your prospect. Number two, qualifying your prospect. Number three, inviting your prospect to action. Guys, write this note down on your notepad because it's very, very important so you can teach your people. If you're not inviting your prospect to action, a call to action, then you're never going to win online. You have to make sure that there's a call to action somewhere in your sales process, okay? And write a big note down because a lot of people, they'll talk about, as an example, I'm going to give you an example so you can understand that many of us have done this in the past. We'll talk about all the benefits. We'll talk about making money. We'll talk about everything that can benefit the individual, except we never invite them to a conference call. We never invite them to a webinar. We never even ask them if they're, we don't use the assumptive close like what you've been taught, assuming that they're going to join your business. Guys, literally, if you're not inviting your prospect to action, you're losing out on the main pipeline that's going to build your business moving forward. So write that down. Inviting your prospect to action is one of the most valuable steps of the sales process. Now, number four, handling questions and objections. Number five, closing your prospect to action. Again, you see 3 and 5 are very valuable, right? But this all works symbiotically. Why? Because when you take them from A to Z and you're comfortable doing it, again, just practicing, right? You're going to be able to win big time. So now let's keep moving down on this real quick. All right, let's talk about handling objections. So note that a significant step in this process is handling questions and objections. Knowing how to handle objections effectively will make a huge difference in achieving MLM business success. Now, within handling questions and objections, handling objections itself has its own formula. In this MLM training article, I'm going to explain that formula to you. I will teach you this so that you can also perfect this technique in overcoming the barriers and obstacles that may put in front of you as you move close to your prospect to action to look at your network marketing business or products. Now, number one, guys, listen all the way through the objection. The problem with too many of us, and I'm going to tell you right now, I am so excitable, like I literally am I motivate myself too much, and if I'm drinking coffee, forget it. Literally, I amp myself up, right? Sometimes I don't follow step one very well, and I admit it. And you have to admit your fault so you can get stronger. But number one, you have to listen all the way through the objection. Right away, we want to jump in and start talking. So I have to train myself to allow them to finish their sentence. And believe me, guys, we all do it. Some of us just because we're excited, right? We're super excited, and we just want to convey that excitement to our prospects. But this is one thing you're going to have to learn. You're going to have to learn to listen. This is why God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you can listen more, right? So the first thing that you do with any objection or question that comes your way is listen completely through. This way you make sure that you're handling the correct objection explained to you by your MLM prospect and not your interpretation of it. I often talk about network marketing success being based on the desire and willingness to help people, and this is a great example of that. By listening fully, you're telling the person they are important. You are telling them their question or objection is important. Guys, literally, everybody wants to be heard. Many times an objection is just they're reaching out to you, not because they don't want to do it, but just because they don't understand it completely. Don't think of objections like, oh my God, they're not going to join my business. No, if somebody's objecting to you, they're actually paying attention to you. Again, it's how you frame it mentally. Guys, your mind is so powerful. If you put the perspective on it that, hey, if they're giving me an objection, it's because they're interested, all of a sudden it changes your demeanor, it changes your energy, it magnetizes you because now your frame of mind is totally different, your perspective is totally different, and now that person that's standing in front of you on the phone feels like they have a connection to you because you're actually listening. Now, many of you that are married or have a boyfriend or girlfriend, you understand what I'm talking about because a lot of times you get frustrated with your husband, wife, boyfriend, and girlfriend because you feel like they're not listening to you, right? And as soon as they listen to you, all those feelings subside. Why? Because we want to be heard. No different, guys, in online businesses as in relationships, right? Literally, communicate. What do they always say? Communication is the key to a long-term marriage, right? Communication is the key to a long-term relationship. And in business, guys, it's absolutely true here. If you're listening to your prospects or your business partners, you will amplify the effects of what you do online, guys. That's a given. So now let's talk about, sorry, let me move up a little bit. Again, I got excited, you see, so I went all the way down number 4. So number 2, confirm understanding. Make sure you understand your prospect's objection and don't base everything that follows solely on your interpretation of it. When you confirm understanding, you are sending another message to this person, that this person matters to you. And so you do that by repeating the objection back to that person. If there's any part of the question or objection you do not understand, always seek clarification. Guys, I teach all my sales brokers in my traditional businesses the term echoing. And if you're not echoing, this works for both traditional and online businesses. Because look, I started off as a door-to-door agent selling energy one summer because I didn't want to go home and work at my mom's restaurant. And because literally when I worked in my mom's restaurant, I was the cook, I was the manager, I was the busboy, I was the waiter. And so one summer I just decided, you know what, I'm going to sell. At first I sold Kirby vacuums door-to-door and was very successful. And then I got into energy, and that changed my life because I figured out that 95% of the people I talked to had no clue how to read their bills. And it led me to probably the greatest income stream my life has ever witnessed, besides owning restaurants, because literally I've been selling energy and gas and solar renewables now for pretty much 13 years of my life. Solar 4 years, but energy and gas for 13. And guys, everything I teach my brokers, I online marketing students, because a lot of it is sales process. And these guys, many of them are 18, 19, 20 years old, and they make anywhere from $500 to $1,500 a week selling energy and gas, handling objections, right? What I'm telling you on part 2 is you have to echo. If you don't echo your objections or your prospect objections, then you're not going to fully understand what they're trying to convey to you guys. And it's very important that you write down for number 2, hey, look, make sure you echo your prospect's objections. Why? Now you're making, and I always say something like, I write this down, feel, felt, found. Feel, F-E-E-L, felt, F-E-L-T, and found, F-O-U-N-D. Feel, felt, found. This is a technique that I teach everybody. If they're my marketing student, if they're one of my brokers, I teach them feel, felt, found because it allows you to build rapport, whether it's digital rapport online or it's organic rapport face-to-face. Guys, a lot of times we'll get an objection, and again, they're just trying to allow you to understand that they're interested, but they just need more information. So as an example, let's say that somebody came to me and said, man, I just don't know if I can build an online business, right? And that was their objection. This seems great, but Max, I just don't know if I can build an online business. Write it down. Feel, felt, found. As an example, let's say it was Sergeant Jim. I would use his name, always use the prospect's name, guys, so they feel special. I'd say, hey, Sergeant Jim, I totally understand how you feel, right? Hey, Sergeant Jim, I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same way before, but what I found, Sergeant Jim, was as soon as I started learning how to market online and brand myself, now I started getting people chasing me instead of me being part of the NFL club, right? And I would say something funny like, hey, Sergeant Jim, you know what the NFL club is? He's like, what is that? No friends left, right? I always try to make people laugh. That's just part of my personality. So using Feel, Felt, Found, now Sergeant Jim's like, oh, well, Max used to feel the same way, but now look at him, right? So you just want to build that rapport, whether it's face-to-face, again, organically, or it's online digitally, guys. Feel, Felt, Found will allow you to bridge that connection, even if, I mean, literally, guys, I've had people with their arms crossed. And as soon as I say Feel, Felt, Found, those arms, body language is very important, right? So I teach my people to mirror when they're face-to-face, but literally, as soon as I say Feel, Felt, Found, man, their whole defense comes down. Because now they understand that I've been in their shoes, right? And when you learn these simple techniques, guys, it's going to turn you into a monster online or offline. Why? Because now you're learning sales process. And this isn't something that's taught by MLM companies. This is something that's taught by traditional companies like mine, that we've been in sales, we've been in the field, right, training our brokers. We've been in the field, you know, helping others learn how to handle objections. So number 3, make questions or objections valid. Now, make questions or objections valid with the same or slightly less intensity, but don't agree with the objection. Why would you want to validate the objection? Because it is important to the prospect. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought it up. However, at the same time, you don't want to agree with that objection. If you agree with it, you give it strength. So, guys, what this means, as an example, I get a ton of people that call me and say, hey, is this a real company, right? We're talking about American Standard Wealth. Hey, are those real people, right, that are reserving cards? So what I like to tell people, right, I'll ask, again, I echo. So as an example, let's say it was Sandy Estrada, I'd be like, hey Sandy, I totally understand how you feel. You know, Sandy, I felt the same way, but what I found is this company is a real company, and those people that are reserving packages are actually real people. So you see, I'm making the objection valid, and I'm still using Feel, Felt, Found, right? I want to bridge, I want to make Sandy understand that, I mean, I'm not telling you to use it every time, but I'm just saying in this scenario, if she asked that question, again, I would bridge it with Feel, Felt, Found. You just want to validate it, right? You want to make them understand, hey, look, I totally understand your objection. I felt like that too. Is this real? People get scammed, blah, blah, blah. Now, I'm not giving it any power by saying, hey, you're absolutely right, but I told them I felt kind of the same way you did, right? So, again, you don't give them the power by making, look, you want to shut off their analytical brain. Does that make sense? Like, as an example, I never ask people what they think. Like, what I mean by that is, let's say that Jamal Hook called me, and I'd be like, hey, Jay, if he said something like, just as an example, let's say that he came to me and said, well, you know, I want to get started, but I just don't feel that this company is the right fit for me, right? So I'm not going to give that objection power. I'm going to empower Jay to say, hey, Jay, look, you are like a unpolished diamond, right? You have a lot of, it's just you never found the right company to support you, train you, and motivate you to bring that greatness out. Guys, I fully believe that if you empower people and you give them hope, they can turn around and move mountains with you. I mean, this is a movement. The ASW MasterCard is a movement. And this training, and all trainings, all they do is prepare you for any business, whether it's traditional, brick and mortar, or online. So again, I'm not going to validate the fact that he doesn't think this is right for him. I'm going to empower him to believe that he can do it. But again, guys, many of us don't do that, because as soon as we hear an objection, we're like, oh, well, I guess he's not interested, right? Next. No. Spend some time trying to build that rapport, and spend some time trying to build that person up, just so you know. All right, so number 4, facilitate handling questions and objections. All right, so I recommend that you facilitate handling it, but don't handle it yourself. Let me explain with an example. I'm talking about the interaction with your MLM prospect and how you basically facilitate the process so they handle it. They have already stated that they need and want, and And then what they do is that they put a block in front of themselves. In other words, these blocks are imposed by the prospect. So a prospect says, well, I'd like to make $1 million. And they turn right around in just a couple minutes and say, well, I don't have the time. And that just doesn't make logical sense. And guys, you have a lot, we call those flip-floppers, right? They tell you, hey, look, I want to make 6, 7 figures, but you know what? I don't have time to do it. So they're basically contradicting themselves. But your job is just to put that back in front of them and say, look, this is the objection that you're giving me, right? In both these objections, but what is it that you really want, right? So in other words, they'll give you conflicting, a lot of times, guys, people that bounce from program to program, they have a lot of conflictions internally. Why? They want to make money. They know they want to hit a financial home run, but they really don't know if they have the time, one, or number two, if they have the dedication. It just boils down to time and dedication, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're consistent with anything, if I took anybody on this phone call and did calls with you every day for 60 minutes, guess what? You're going to get really damn good at handling objections and getting on the phone. But now let's say that if no browser accepting link to go to me. Oh, Emily's locked out. I'll call her right now. So let's say that let's just say that if this were the case, right? Hold on. Let me text Emily real quick. Hold, please. Click on the link in the training group. Peace. All right. Okay, guys. So if somebody's putting blocks in front of themselves, all you want to do is, again, you want to facilitate the fact that they're giving you the information for you to win. What I mean by that, every time somebody's giving you an objection, again, that means what, guys? They're interested. Look, if I'm not interested in what Rachel Scott is telling me, guess what? I'm not even going to give her an objection. I'll just be like, I'm just not going to answer a phone call, right? But if I'm talking to Rachel and I'm giving her an objection, like, well, how do you do it, right? You know, is it possible? What's the cost? So if I'm giving objections or I'm giving her questions, that means that I'm interested. I just don't know much about what she does or if I can do it, right? So as an example, and in other words, I'll continue reading so you can see something. In other words, what they really want, do you want to spend your time doing things that won't make you $1 million, or are you ready to spend your time doing things that will make you $1 million? Now, guys, remember, all you're doing is putting this information back in front of them. You're echoing, you're regurgitating the same information they're giving you because that allows you to win with your prospect. So in other words, your prospect often will put things out in front of themselves. If they could have become millionaires, they would have already, but they need your help. Again, many people, guys, out there are searching for financial abundance. And they come to you because, again, look at what you're doing on a Friday night. Look at what I'm doing on my birthday. I could be out partying with my friends. I could be out drinking beers. But I am here training y'all, my ASW family, because I want y'all to win. I want y'all to have financial abundance for your families. And then I want you to take this information and train your people. Guys, there's some people on this training call that I don't benefit at all from training, right? But I do it because I love people. And I want people to win because too many companies and too many other teams don't provide training for their people. And I feel that if we trained everybody to treat this like a business, they could literally go out and build a 6- or 7-figure income over the next 12, 36 months. And then they could go and change hundreds of thousands, if not hundreds of millions of lives. That's me, right? Not everybody thinks like I do. And it's very difficult to find somebody that wants to be your mentor, that wants to help you win financially, wants to help you market. Why? Because everybody's looking for something in return. I'm not. I'm just trying to make sure that if you're hungry to learn, I've got the knowledge to help you win. That's all. That's why we do these. So real quick, let me just go to number 5, and then I'm going to open up the lines because we're going to do some practice tonight. I'm going to teach y'all how to handle objections. So here it says complete and return to the previous step. So if you're right in the middle of qualifying that person and the person fires out an objection, then when you go through the whole objection handling formula and then go back to qualifying, remember all the prospect did was knock you off center for a few minutes. Once you have dealt with the objection effectively, you'll get back in your rhythm. Now, guys, remember this. Ultimately, a lot of people right now don't know you as a financial guru. They don't know you as a marketing genius, right? Especially people that grew up with you, people who went to school with you, whether it's high school or college. Now, the reason why we teach you to invite people to events, after you handle the objections, the way you're going to win massively, and the way a lot of our students are winning, is they're listening to the simple system. When you can get them on a conference call, when you can get them on a webinar, and they plug into that feeling with, a couple hundred people calling in, right? And then they feel those testimonies. They hear emotional testimonies. They hear testimonials. You cannot replicate that on a one-on-one. You cannot replicate that on a just a meeting face-to-face. This is why we teach y'all, once you handle the objection, always try and get them as a VIP guest on a call or webinar. Why? Let somebody else explain it, and then all you have to do is follow up with them, but you have to write this down because so many of y'all forget to follow up. I hear it all the time. Oh, Max, they went to a webinar, and I'll ask people, like, hey, did you follow up with them? Oh, I'll follow up with them on Monday. Well, guess what? Thursday they were excited. Friday they went out. Saturday they got approached by another company. Sunday they went to church. Monday comes around, they forgot half of the stuff they talked about. Why? Because you didn't follow up with them right after the webinar. So do not forget, write it down. Fortune is in the follow-up, guys. As soon as you handle the objections, right, and then you get back to your primary objective, which is getting them on a VIP event. Always ask them to be your VIP, right? We would like you to be one of our VIPs on our company overview call. Call it an overview, because when you say, you don't want to sound like an MLM gunner. What I mean by that is too many people say opportunity, and people hear opportunity and they think about Amway and Ambit. You want to say company overview. Do not say objection, because you say objection, that's why you're not winning. I'll just be totally frank with you. When I hear the word I have an opportunity, right away I'm like, oh, here we go. Amway, Ambit, and many of you do too. When I hear the term switch, I cringe because I think of telecom deregulation. People hate the word switch, right? I say price protection. Hey, would you love to get some price protection on your rates? See, price protection versus switch, the semantics, guys, the verbiage that you use is going to allow you to win, but you don't want to sound like a old school MLMer, because these people have been bombarded by these companies. Now, can they benefit from your platform? Of course they can, but you have to get past their defenses first. So now let me just open up the lines real quick, see if anybody has any questions. Okay. All right, guys. So everybody's going to get unmuted, and then if somebody has a question, I'll mute everybody, and then unmute the person with a question. Any questions? Questions, comments, or testimonies on people that are handling leads right now? In fact, for anybody that's been handling leads and got an objection that they had some trouble with, let's bring that out on the training right now. Anybody care to share what they've run into out the field or talking to people on the phone, online? Who's got some objections that y'all running into that are giving you some fits?
Hey, Matt, this is Wesley. I had one objection early when we had started. I had a guy say, he says, what makes him think that this won't last? He said, I had a group that waited 2 years and cars never got produced. He said he was in a similar program to this, just like this. And I went through, this company's been around, it's just a solid company, and he never got back with me after that.
Okay, so what was the objection? He said that he was in a company similar to this?
Yeah, and he said they waited 2 years waiting on the cards.
What was the name of that company?
He didn't say. He didn't say.
Okay.
I got this through email.
Oh, no worries. So let me tell you, obviously it's a little bit different through an email because it's so impersonal, right? You're not talking to somebody. And then basically you have to go back and forth, back and forth. It's a lot easier to handle objections when you're on the phone or in person, just so you know. Emails, like if somebody's just giving you emails, brother, it's just back and forth banter, you know what I mean? But the objections that we're trying to teach you are in person or on the phone. So if, let's say you gave me that objection, like clean up your objection, right? Give me an objection now that we're talking on the phone so I can show you how I would handle this. Give me the objection that you just said, but clean it up. Because it's you're a little bit broad on that.
Okay. Okay, I'll say this. I've been in business like this before, and I never seen to make any money.
Okay, so Wes, so you're saying that you've been in business like this before, and you've never made any money? Is that,
no, I'm saying.
Hey, hold on. Let me mute everybody out, and I'll unmute.
Okay, I'll see.
All right, baby boy, it's just me and you. Okay, so I just unmuted you, so it's just me and you. So did you hear how I echoed what you said, your question? Number one, did you hear the echo?
Yeah.
I echoed your objection, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if I echo your objection, what's your response to that? In other words, you're the person that's giving me the objection. I just followed the training, and I echoed what you just said because I want to clarify that's what I heard.
Right.
So you, as the person giving me the objection, what would you say after I echoed the question back to you?
I may say something like, "Well, I don't know. You still got to get two. You got to get two." And it's
no. You're not hearing what I'm saying. So in this whole process, my brother, the very first step I'm trying to teach you is to quantify, right? You're echoing the question back because you want to make sure that's what you understood. As an example, you said, and here, let me write it on here so everybody can read it, and we'll put it as part of the document.
Okay.
Okay, so you said the objection, give it to me so I can type it out real quick.
I said, I've been in other MLM companies, and I've never made any money.
Okay, you can see my screen, right?
Yep.
That's the objection you're giving me right now? I have been in other MLM companies and have never made any money, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so number one, right, I'm going to echo your sentiment. Okay, so write that down. Number one, I'm going to echo or repeat what you just told me so that I can clarify that's what the objection is. Write that down. Everybody write that down.
Yeah. Okay, I've already written that down. Okay.
Okay, so I'm echoing saying, so Wes, do I understand you correctly? You've been in other online MLM companies and you've never made any money? And then keep going.
Yeah. You know, I spent 2 years. We called us up building a team. We never really got the help we wanted, and it just never seems like certain people were making money, but it never just came my way.
Oh, perfect. So now, what do you think I'm going to follow up with? I teach you right now.
You're going to confirm.
How am I going to build that rapport with you right now? So look, let me write this out so everybody sees this. Number one, I just echoed your question back to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Echo question back. And I can't spell to save my life, so I'll just change that later. Number two, use feel, felt, and found. Okay? So in this example, I would say, hey, Wes, I totally understand how you feel. I felt the same way before, and I got very frustrated. But what I found out, Wes, is as soon as I found a team that actually would help me learn how to market, and they had a system that I could plug in, not just myself, but my business partners, I actually started making money exponentially faster. Instead of trying to have to figure it all out myself, Wesley, I had team members that were helping me kind of get past those learning curves. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I've heard that before too. I've heard that before too. You know, they
I
say.
totally understand, but let me ask you a question. Is it a question of consistency? Because have you been in a program where they actually help you market?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so maybe the problem is more a consistency problem and a support problem than it is a problem with sense. You're not the problem. The problem is the system hasn't allowed you to bring your greatness out, Wes.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. So look, what's going to happen next, Wes, is we have a VIP call tonight with a gentleman we call the professor. This guy is so articulate. We would love to have you as actually I want you as my personal VIP tonight so that Mr. Brian Early can explain everything about our company, the platform, and obviously the financial benefits for you and your family moving forward. Now, Wes, the call starts at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight. Is that good for you, or is Sunday at 9 p.m. better for you?
No, I can make that call tonight. I can make it.
Perfect. I'm going to text you 30 minutes before the call, Wes, just to make sure you get on there. But look, Wes, this is what I want you to do. I want you today and tomorrow to make sure you invite 2 or 3 people that you know need a financial blessing right now. Because literally, we are going viral in countries I can't even pronounce, and you have the kind of skill set that can benefit any company. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
Now, what did I just do, Wesley? Number 3, what am I doing with you right now?
You're validating my objection. What is it? My question objection. You're not agreeing with my objection, but you're empowering the belief that I can do it. Huh?
Why can't I spell tonight? I haven't even drank 1 drop of alcohol, and I can't spell to save my life. So if you can read the screen, it says empowering Wes and validating question, right? I'm validating your question. Look, you're human, Wes, and I understand that. My job is not to de-empower you, it's to empower you, but at the same time, I got to validate your question but not give it power.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Now, what did I do after that?
Okay, I missed that one.
After that, right away, I started doing what? Now I'm going back into my predator mode. Literally, predator mode means now I'm giving you a call to action, right? I am telling you, hey, we've got I want you to be my VIP guest tonight.
Right.
Now, I'll write this out for you on 3. Go back into predator. How do you spell predator? There we go.
That's close. That's good.
So 1, right, I took your objection. I echoed the question back to you. Number 2, I used feel, felt, found with you. Number 3, I empowered you. I validated your question so you understand that it's valid. But I'm not going to give it power because I'm not going to let you de-empower yourself. And then I go back into predator mode. I want to get you on an event. But then the most important part of what we're doing right now, I'm teaching you the skill set called inviting to invite. Inviting to invite. Okay, write that down.
Okay.
Now, when I teach, the reason why we have so much growth in our teams and all these other companies that I own is because I always teach people one thing. If somebody gets excited and you're able to influence them, now you got to make them understand that they're able to bring more value to themselves by sharing the message, right? So, Wes, I asked you to do what? Hey, Wes, make sure you invite 2 to 3 people that are looking for a financial blessing right now. Now, did I use the term opportunity anywhere? Hey, we've got this great opportunity, Wes. You're going to make $5 million. We're all going to be rich, and we're going to be, wearing gold chains. Did I mention any of that? No.
Nope. Nope.
Do I sound like an MLM guy when I'm talking to you?
Nope.
No, right? I sound like a businessman that's just trying to make sure somebody understands that they can win. You see the difference?
Yep. I got it.
And it's not like I'm trying to invite you to a meeting, right? I'm not saying, hey, we're going to have a hotel meeting. Come and sip some Kool-Aid.
Okay.
So now, Wes, I want you to practice. I'm going to give you an objection. I want you to practice so you can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see the screen. Yep.
Okay, I'm going to give you a simple objection. And remember, we're just practicing. There's no right or wrong. There's just practice. Practice makes perfect. The repetition is the mother of all learning. Remember that. You ready?
Yep.
All right. So, hey, Wes, I think that's great information, but I just don't know if I can do this.
So you don't think you can do this?
Yeah, I don't think I can do it.
Okay. Well, I feel how you feel. I mean, I was there once before. There was time I really didn't know what I was doing, but I just kept being consistent, and I found that consistency.
Stop. Go
Okay.
back but can you see the screen?
Yep.
Okay, use feel felt found on me.
I did
Hey,
what?
Max, I totally understand how you feel. Man, I felt the same way. But what I found out, you see, use it. And take your time. You know, don't be in a rush. You're good.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, Max, I feel what you feel. I felt the same thing before until I found this company, and I'm messing up now. But
No, it's okay. Hey, brother, like I said, man, this is practice. Hey, let me just guide you spiritually. You ready? You know what,
okay.
Wes? I'm going to tell you something that makes a lot of sense to me, and it should make it to you. God doesn't make any mistakes, man. God empowers you to be great and change other people's lives. And as it is right now, you are on a path that the Lord's going to allow you to bless others financially. Not just financially, but mentally. You're going to teach people. You're going to empower people, Wes, and you're going to be a driving force in other people's lives where they found no hope. Now they have you. And imagine you being able to bless a couple of 100,000, a couple 100 million people, Wes. You have that power within you. Can I get an amen?
Thank you. Amen.
Amen. All right, so you feel felt found, my brother.
Okay. Well, yeah, you can do this. It just takes some effort, and we're here to help you. And how about this? Are you busy tonight? Tonight at 8:30, we have a dynamic call. We're going to do a company overview.
Hold on, real quick. Don't ask them. Write this down. You're going to use the assumptive close. Assumptive close. Here, let me write that down.
Okay.
Assumptive close. I can't spell, so I'll just go back and thank God for spell check. Never ask anyone if they want to get on the call.
Okay.
Or have the call. Remember, we don't want that analytical part of their brain turning on, right? If they start thinking, oh, I've got Dancing with the Stars tonight, oh, I think I'm going to do laundry tonight, you want to shut off that analytical side of their brain. You want, okay, let me give you the background to this. Wes, what's your favorite restaurant in Chicago?
I like Veloids.
What's it called?
It's called Veloids.
What type of food is it?
Well, it's all kinds of food, but I go there for the breakfast.
Okay, so let's say that you and I went there for lunch, right? Let me tell you what these waiters and waitresses, well, the good ones, the restaurant owners that actually train their people, like we did, right? We trained them to basically tell people what they want, because the higher the ticket price, the more the company makes, okay? So when we go in, the very first thing they say is they'll say, and correct me if I'm wrong, they'll say, hey, Wes, if you're a regular, how you doing? Would you like your regular top shelf margarita? Or Wes, is today going to be one of those days where you do a double tall Jack and Coke, right? You might be going in there to drink tea today, Wes, right? But then you hear a top shelf, award-winning, cold margarita, and you're like, you know what? I'll have a margarita. Now, again, they're telling us what we want to do. They're using an assumptive close on us when we're eating. Now, they come back and they start talking about appetizers. Again, they don't just give us a menu and allow us to choose. They'll say something like, hey, Wes, we have these amazing lobster shrimp tacos or lobster shrimp nachos, You can get them combination, put some guacamole on the side, or we've got some brand new teriyaki flavored pot stickers that everybody loves. Now, guess what? We just heard nachos, Wes. You know what? Maybe we weren't going to eat an appetizer, but man, they sounded really delicious, right? They do the same thing with entrees. They do the same thing with desserts. Now, Wes, correct me if I'm wrong. When you go in and there's a good restaurant and they've trained their staff, do they do this? Yes or no?
Yeah, they do it.
They do it, right? And what do we do as humans? We're guided, and we say, yeah, you're right. I'll take, or even if we were drinking a water, and let's say maybe we don't drink alcohol, they'll say they have this brand new mango-flavored tea that's, low calorie, got Splenda, and you know what? Instead of water, we drink the mango tea. Again, they're telling us what we want to do. They're using assumptive clauses on us in a restaurant. So in an online business, Wes, it's the same exact concept. You don't want to ask them if they want to do it. You, like, as an example, write this down.
Okay.
What's going to happen next? Right here, guys, this is what I mean by assumptive. That's my transitional phrase. I teach transitional phrases, so as soon as your mind hears it, as soon as it comes out of your mouth, you just transition into it without even thinking about it, right? As an example, if let's just say that you go to a gym, right, and you have a certain pattern when you go work out. As an example, me, my transition in the gym is I'll go drink water in between sets, right? So I know that as soon as I'm done with a set, if I walk to the water fountain, I get a drink of water. By the time I walk back, that's enough time in between for me to start my next set. That's transition, right? But what I do as far as transition in the sales process, I have phrases that I teach people. As an example, what's going to happen? It sounds like what's going to happen next, but it should be what's going to happen next. But I'm from Texas, so we have that twang, right? But when you say this phrase, Wes, it's going to lead you into the close, the call to action. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. That's a better lead in.
Okay. So again, we're going to start at the beginning, and I want you to transition all the way to the assumptive close. You're not going to ask me if I want to get on the call. You're going to tell me I'm going to get on the call, and then you're going to tell me to do what? Invite. Hey, Max, do you have, again, I want you, Wes, to understand one thing. When you ask people, do you want to do something? Do you think this is great? All those questions are opening up the analytical side of people's brains. You understand what I mean?
Gotcha. Yep.
We want the non-analytical part of people's brains to fire. So when again, if I was in a restaurant and somebody said, just as an example, hey, what are you going to choose? What are you going to pick off the menu? Like if the waiter asked me that question, I'd probably say, I don't know yet, right? Why? Because it's making me think. But if somebody if they tell me the command, then I just pick the command. If it's something that's favorable for me, I pick it. So you see what I'm trying to tell you? People want to be told what to do with. And this is all you're doing is practicing to understand that you have the power to influence them. That's all you're doing. Okay?
Okay.
So here we go. We're going to go back to you're going to echo my question. You're going to use feel, felt, found. You're going to empower me, and then you're going back into predator mode because you want to close me on getting me to an event. Okay? You ready?
Okay.
Hey, Wes, man, this is great information, bro, but I just don't know if I can do this.
So you really don't think you can do this, huh?
Yeah, I just don't know if I can do this.
Well, I feel you. I've been there before until I found these great.
Real quick, stop.
New way of
go
doing
back.
things.
Hold on. Wait, go back because I want you to really use feel, felt, found. Again, repeat after me. Hey, Max.
Hey, Max.
Repeat it. I totally understand how you feel.
I totally understand how you feel.
I've felt the same way before.
I felt the same way before.
But what I found
But what I found
is when you plug into a system that helps you learn how to market and has a system in place that you can plug in your business partners to, you will have massive success faster. Faster. You see how I use feel, felt, found, and I got into what I was trying to get out?
Right. Need to write that down.
Remember, you just have to practice. You just have to practice using the feel, felt, found. Why? Now you're validating that I have a true concern, but you're not giving me power. You're just telling me, hey, look, it's just because nobody's ever shown you how to market. Even when you gave me secondary objections, I again asked you a question. I asked you, is it because you're not consistent or because nobody's ever taught you how to market? You see, I'm giving validation to your question, but I'm not empowering it. I'm not allowing you to stay in your negative circle, if you will. Okay?
Gotcha.
Okay, so now empower me. Don't validate my question and then go back to predator mode. Now you're going to use the assumptive close, and you're going to tell me to get on the event, and then you're telling me to invite people that I know need a financial blessing. Go.
Okay, so what's going to happen, Max, is that we're going to have a call tonight at 8:30, and I want you to get on, and I want you to invite a couple of people to get on the call also. Okay.
Remember, I want you to be my VIP guest tonight.
Yeah, and I want you to be my VIP guest tonight. What did you say about blessing? You said something about blessing.
Oh, you can say something like, hey, Max, I want you to invite 2 to 3 people that need a financial blessing.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Max, I want you to invite a few people that in need for a financial blessing.
That you know need a financial blessing. Need a financial blessing.
Okay.
Because look, we're not saying words like opportunity, right? We're not saying words like, they're going to make $5 million. No, all we're doing is inviting people to an event so they can get information. That's it. Okay? And it's just practice, my brother. You just practice over and over and over, just like anything. Hey, look, you work out all the time just like I do, right?
Right. This is a different script now. I can say if I'm selling.
No, but listen, hold on. Okay. Don't empower, the fact that you haven't gotten this down completely. You will. Don't worry about that. So we're way past that. I'm asking you a question real quick. You work out all the time just like I do, right?
Yep.
What happens if you didn't work out for 2 weeks?
I go crazy. Feel like I gotta work out. I just can't. I got to do it. I can't go 2 weeks.
What happens to your body?
Feel sluggish. Feel low energy.
Right. Lose muscle mass.
Yep.
Now, I'm talking in terms you understand. Why? Because marketing is the exact same way. Unless you use the skill set, then it diminishes. So we as business owners, whether it's traditional or online, have to use that skill set and practice it, or else it's just like working out, Wes. If you don't use your muscles, what happens?
You lose it.
Right? Yeah, you lose it. So now you see, I'm just giving you a reference point that you'll understand because I know you work out all the time. But all you have to do, brother, is practice this over and over and over. If you really want financial blessings for others, not just yourself, you got to learn this and teach others. Okay?
Okay.
All right, brother. Good job. Great job. Let's see if anybody else wants to come out with an objection. All right, guys. Everybody's unmuted. Anybody else want to step out and give me an objection that they're here?
Max?
Yes, ma'am. Here, let me mute everybody. I'll unmute you. Okay, baby girl, you're unmuted.
Okay, I seem to run into people that don't have any money. And so their objection is, I don't have any money to do this.
Okay, so let me write the objection down. Hey, baby, do you have me on a speaker?
Sort of, yeah. Hold on.
See if you can take me off speaker real quick.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so your question, or your objection, sorry, that you're getting. I need a babysitter that can spell. Elena's objection is, I don't have any money, right?
Right.
Okay. All right, so number one, we're just going to go step by step, okay? So you tell me your objection, and then we're going to go step by step. We'll go all the way through it, and then you'll practice it, okay?
Okay.
All right, so pretend like we're talking. All of a sudden, give me your objection.
Okay. Well, Max, this sounds pretty good, but I don't have any money to do this.
Okay, so you're saying, Elena, that you don't have any money to do this?
Pretty much, yes. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Well, Elena, I totally understand how you feel. I actually felt the same way before, but what I found out is, man, I can do so many things, like selling things in my closet on eBay to get the money, doing like a garage sale to get the money. Even in the past, I've borrowed money from loved ones to get the business started. And the reason why I did that, Elena, was because I was sick and tired of being broke every time I got a paycheck. You understand? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if it's truly about money, Elena, we have a solution for you. We can help you find a solution. But is it really about the fact that you don't have any money, or is it just really about the fact that nobody's ever shown you a way to build that money up so that you can invest in yourself? But you see what I'm doing? I'm taking your objection and I'm showing you how I get past it.
Yeah.
You see the difference? Whereas other people stop, I see that as, hey, they're interested. I just got to find a way for them to understand that they can do things that will allow them to build that money up and come on board. Totally different way of thinking, right? Now you're starting to see how you can handle these objections and win.
Okay.
But what did I do? What did I do with number two, Elena? I used what? Feel, felt, found, right?
Feel, felt, found. Uh-huh.
And how does that make you feel, understanding that, hey, you're talking to somebody that absolutely went through what you did, but they found a way? What did I say? Hey, I sold some things from my closet on eBay. I even found out that I could do a little cut sale. I've even gone and gotten a loan from a loved one just because I was sick and tired of being broke every time my check came around on Friday. And notice the passion that I put out at the end, right? Why? I want them to understand it's frustrating to be broke, because they feel the same exact way. Now they can really relate to me because they have the same kinds of emotions. But nobody's ever told them that they can do something about their situation, because the majority of people, Elena, when they hear that somebody doesn't have money, they stop. They're like, all right, call me when you have money. Did I do that?
No, you didn't.
No, I just gave you a way to crush that objection. Absolutely crush it. That objection in my book is the easiest one to get to. Because how many people do you know, Elena, that could sell some stuff that they have that's just taking up space in their closet or their garage, right? They can do a garage sale. Or even at that, they could probably borrow some money. If they're really serious, I always tell people this. Look, if you're really serious about changing your financial future, you can get a loan from a loved one and then work very, very hard over the next 30, 60, 90 days and pay that right back. And everything's profit from then on. But do you have that kind of drive? I mean, are you sick and tired of really being broke, or are you just saying that to say it? I don't give anybody a pass, Elena. If they want to have success, I put it in front of their face. I'm not here to baby people. I'm here to make sure they understand this is a business.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And you know what? When you treat them that way, when you treat them like a grown adult, then they realize life isn't easy, right? Life is not rainbows and puppies and sunshine. Sometimes life will punch you in the face, but it's how you handle that and how, like, if you get knocked down, just get back up. You get knocked down 6 times, get back up 7 times. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes, it does.
Perfect. All right, so hold on. Let me just write this. All right, so after I would say that, Elena, I would tell you something like this. Miss Elena, guess what? You are such an amazing woman, and you have such a great personality. It's just nobody's ever brought the greatness out of you. Nobody's ever plugged you into a system that would allow you to win. Miss Elena, tonight what's going to happen next is we're going to have a VIP conference call with a gentleman that we call the professor. This guy is smoother than the other side of the pillow, right? But what I want you to realize is at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time tonight, you're going to hear some information that's not going to allow you to sleep tonight. But now, let me ask you a quick question, Elena. Do you know 2 to 3 people right now that are in your shoes right now, just they need a financial blessing?
Yes,
Other people that don't have money either.
I know a bunch of them.
Okay, perfect. I want you to invite 2 to 3 of those people to the conference call tonight, okay?
Okay.
8:30 works for you tonight?
8:30 is perfect.
Perfect. I'm going to text you 30 minutes before because I want you to understand that you can change your future starting today, okay?
Okay. I'll be there.
God bless. You're awesome. So what did I do? I went to what? To empower Elena, right? I validated her question, obviously, but I'm not going to give you power, depowering yourself. Never empower somebody's negativity. Period, end of story. And then, obviously, I went back into predator mode. Why? I want you to go to the event so that you can win. But now, Elena, if I don't follow up with you, what's the point of me going through this whole process? So
Right.
What's the most important part? Where's the fortune?
In the follow-up.
Amen. So now it's your turn to practice. I'm going to tell you that I don't have any money. And remember, it's just practice. And real quick, before we do this, Elena, remember one thing. You have the power to change lives. You are beautifully created. The Lord doesn't make any mistakes. You're powerful today. And you're powerful every day. And literally, I've seen you blossom literally like a beautiful flower when it comes to your marketing skills. You're such a talented young lady. But now it's time for you to take everything you've learned and bless others with that because you truly are hyper intelligent and hyper articulate. You understand that?
Yes.
Good. You should. You should understand that because that's all true. All right. So, hey, Miss Elena, man, this information sounds awesome, but I'm just broke as a joke.
Okay.
Echo the question back to me. So, Max, you're saying that you're broke as a joke. I would kind of have fun with it. I'd be like, Max, are you really broke as a joke? Right? I would say it jokingly, right? Because that's my personality.
Okay.
Have fun, right? We're making money helping people. Have fun.
Max, are you really that broke? Broke as a joke?
I think so, man. I think I'm broker. If anything was broker than a joke, that'd be me. My car has 4 Maypop tires. Have you ever heard of Maypop?
Yes.
They may pop at any time. That's what my car has on.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well,
So
you know
remember,
what,
now go into use, feel, felt, found. Ready, go.
Well, you know what, Max? I understand exactly how you feel because I felt the same way. There was one time when I could not even buy dinner for myself. I mean, it cost $3 or something. It was lunchtime. It was lunch, and it cost $3, and I could not even buy anything for myself. But what I found out is I thought to myself, you know, how long do I want to stay that way? Do I want to continue to struggle all my life? or do I want to do something about it? So,
that
so
was
Max,
great. Did you just hear hold on, did you just hear yourself? You just hear what you said it with conviction and passion. And literally, you did it. Then again, this is just practice. You didn't know you were going to do this, right? You didn't write anything down. But did you just hear what you said, Elena McDonald? You sounded like an absolute professional handling an objection right now. So now you know you can do it.
yeah.
Okay? I mean, that was phenomenal for your first time handling an objection on a live call. Live call is not recorded, guys. None of this is scripted. I never script anything. Everything I talk about is stuff that I basically just write or say. But Elena didn't write any of that down, and that sounded phenomenal. So now go into empowering me, right? Because basically you're validating my question when you empower me. Don't give me the power. Don't let me stay negative. Go back into predator mode. Remember, inviting to invite, and then do the assumptive clues. The transitional phrase, do not forget, your transition is what's going to happen next. Use my name. So empower me first. Because remember, you just talked about you empowered yourself, now empower me. Because I want to be like you. You just got me excited, but now I want to know I can do it. So empower me.
So Max, from just talking to you, you seem like the type of person that really wants something out of life, and we can help you get there.
Right. Okay. Now remember, the transitional, you're doing great. The only part on number 4 is what's going to happen next is your transitional phrase into the actual close. So if you read number 4 up there, it says assumptive close. You're not going to ask me if I want to get on the call, right? You're going to tell me to get on the call. Hey, Max, guess what? We have a call at 8:30. I want you to be my VIP guest tonight. And I want you to invite 2 to 3 people that can use a financial blessing in their life.
Okay.
Ready to
go. Okay. So what's going to happen next, Max, is there's going to be a powerful conference call tonight that's going to give you all the information, and you're not even going to want to sleep because of all the information that you're going to get in this call. So what's going to happen next? Oh, it starts at 8:30 p.m., and I want you to invite 2 or 3 people that you know need a financial blessing.
Okay. So 8:30 Central Standard Time, Pacific.
Actually, what time zone are you in?
I'm in Texas, so that's Central.
Okay, so Central Time, yes, it'll be 8:30 p.m. Central Time.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you, Miss Elena. See, girl, that wasn't that hard. I mean, you did great.
You should feel my heart beating right now.
It sounds so like you ran like 5 miles.
Yes.
Hey, but guess what? You should hear my heartbeat because it's probably like at 49 beats per minute because literally the only reason you're nervous is because you've never done this consistently. I do these every freaking day with my teams. So for me, it's just like talking, having conversation. Remember I told you what? The more you practice this, the more it's just like talking. I mean, to me, it's just like I'm having a conversation with my best friend. I'm treating you like you're my best friend right now. That's why I'm not nervous. That's why I never get nervous, because I just practice so much. And when you practice it, Elena, and you practice it and you practice it, and it becomes internalized, and again, you don't believe me yet because you haven't done it, but when you start getting transitional phrases in your daily presentations, because remember, you're already doing presentations on a daily basis. You just don't know it because nobody's ever framed it that way in your mind. But look at number 4. What's going to happen next when you hear that transitional phrase and you practice it over and over and over and over and over, all of a sudden your mind is a computer. The language that you're saying is a software. It triggers something in you that you just transitioned, like literally you don't even know you're doing it anymore. You just automatically go into autopilot. Does that make sense? But it just takes practice, Mama. That's all it is.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks,
You did
man.
phenomenal, girl. Give yourself a pat on the back. That was good. I mean, look, remember, you're new to marketing. And you're doing a phenomenal job. Okay.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Nope, not anymore. Not about this anyway. That totally helped me. Because I was one of those ones, if somebody says something to me like I don't have any money, I really want to tell them something else. But
well, of course. Yeah, but the thing is, remember, we're in the empowerment business.
yeah.
Like, you know what?
Okay.
I've heard people, just so you know, because, I mean, I listen in on calls all the time, like for my companies. We record a lot of the calls, ingoing, outgoing, because we want to always train our people, right? But sometimes I hear people that don't have any empathy, right? And the problem with that is you got to empathize with people because you got to understand everybody has struggled at one point in their life. Even rich people struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have that empathy in your heart, it's very hard for you to connect with people. Look, everybody has struggled. Everybody's had death in their life. Everybody has had financial ruin in their life at one point or another, right? So that empathy is very important. And so all we're doing right now is showing you how to have empathy and how to validate people. But then the most powerful thing I want everybody to realize tonight, guys, is when you empower somebody, when you give them faith, you never know if that person is going to help you build a multi-million-dollar business or even if they're helping you build a six-figure income. Remember, all you did was you took somebody that was hopeless and was looking and they're struggling, and you empowered them to understand that they're great. Look, anybody can win, guys. Anybody can win. Greatness is not just for a select few. Anybody can win.
Right.
But they have to have mentors. They have to have teachers that are willing to teach them how to win. You're not going to win just sitting in a chair and being on Facebook. What I'm trying to say. Does that make sense, Elena?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Great job, Mama. Proud of you. All right, let me open the lines real quick. All right, guys. So obviously now you've heard two live, objections. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or testimonies? Because look, that's the way you handle objections, guys. I just gave you one of the most powerful ways to handle I don't have any money. So I hope you're paying attention because that helps me close people all day long. And I didn't know how to use that. I went to training. I invested in myself. I read. I found mentors. That's what it takes to win in any business, guys. This is no different. You got to wake up every single morning and understand you're the CEO of a multi-million-dollar business. If you don't have that mentality, you're never going to build anything great. You have to believe it. Starts with you. So any questions, comments, testimonies?
Hello, Max.
Yes, ma'am. I hear Jerry. Hold on, Jerry.
Hi.
Hold on. Let me just move out some background. There we go. All right. All right, girl. What's up?
I just wanted to say that was powerful closing, something closed with West and my sister, Elena. That's my sister from another mister. and she
awesome.
is powerful.
She's very powerful.
Yes, she is, and I just love her. And I love you and what you're doing, and I am just so elated and ecstatic to be on this train with you guys. I never had this opportunity to share in a training like this. Free training at that. I mean, it's free in cost to us, but not to you who are presenting, because you are taking your time to give us the information that we need to win in life, not just in this business, but in life. And I love it. And I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep finding time.
Remember,
my thing.
baby girl, what do I always say? Hey, Jerry, what do I always tell
Yes.
people? Keep grinding, keep dreaming. Don't let anybody steal your dream.
I won't.
Good.
I won't.
Hey, guess what? If I've empowered you to believe in yourself, I've done my job.
You have. You have,
Good.
and I want to thank you.
That gives me goosebumps knowing that you're going to win, not just in life, but in business. Because I'm going to tell you one thing, Jerry. That attitude you have is infectious. And if you empower other people with that attitude, you're going to have one of the largest businesses in the world. But not only that, you're going to be able to help many, many people in the future. Remember
That's
that.
my heart's desire.
Good,
To
Mama.
help.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, powerful testimony, man. I appreciate that. That's amazing. So, guys, look, you hear that conviction in her voice. You hear that empowerment in her voice. That's why we do this, guys. That's why I tell you how to take notes. That's why I tell you how to pay attention, because y'all are going to turn into training gurus in the future. I mean, literally, guys, the stuff you're learning right now is stuff that I pay anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 to go to seminars, and it's like a 2-3 day training, and it's just stuff that I practice over and over and over, and it works. It literally works. It doesn't matter if it's brick and mortar businesses or if it's online business. This stuff works. If it didn't work, I wouldn't teach it. But it doesn't work. It doesn't benefit you if you don't use it. But just like I told Wes, if you don't work out, guess what? You get fat and chubby. And Wes doesn't want to get fat and chubby. And I don't want y'all being broke. I want y'all making money and helping others. So that being said, guys, I'll take one more question, comment, testimony, then we're going to end the training. We're going to do a training tomorrow with the owner of SLA for all the digital business cards. They had a hurricane run through there, but tomorrow he's going to do a webinar just for us. Let's see, it's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That would be 1 p.m. Central and 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So many of us, and I have to update the document in the training group because we have a ASW family co-op going. We're going to help everybody get sick, but everybody's got to be in the program, right? Everybody's got to be on board with helping others because we're trying to show you how to have a servant attitude to help others win. This strategy was something I discussed with Brian Early and the owners of SLA, Straight Line Apps. They thought it was phenomenal. Why? Because, look, we want to bless others with financial abundance. We want to make sure everybody gets their six. So basically they have a free business card, right? But a lot of people don't know our intention, so you hear a lot of random stuff. Guys, don't listen to negative people. They're just negative because that's part of their DNA. We're here to help people. We're not here to cause any drama. Man, literally, our team has no freaking drama. We just go out and build. We just go out and help people. Don't buy into the drama, guys. Don't buy into the negativity. That will never help you win anything. So that being said, guys, any questions, comments, testimonies before we get done with training?
Max?
Yes, sir.
It's James in Vegas. I just want to make a comment. I had been making the mistake after showing an individual the 4-minute video, and then when they came back and tried to make a comparison with an MLM that they had known before, I just want to share that we shouldn't make the mistake of trying to make that comparison right then and there to show them exactly what we have. You stressed so well how we need to direct them to these calls, and that's excellent. Thank you so much, Max.
Okay, perfect. Well, look, brother, hey, the beautiful thing about what you just said is the fact that you have some introspection, right? So you basically analyze what you did, and you know now that there's a different path that you can take to win with that prospective business partner, right? So, James, it's powerful that you as a businessman, as a brand, basically, I shouldn't say businessman because you're a brand, as a brand, now you understand how to handle these objections. But moving forward, my brother, you won't make that mistake anymore, and you'll build even faster. And you'll teach your people because, look, if you didn't fail, my brother, that means you're not trying. So congratulations.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Max.
Yes, sir. And with that, guys, we will end the Friday night training because I want you to go enjoy your family. I want you to enjoy this beautiful weather we're having all around the United States. I know that we have some loved ones in harm's way. We just hope that the Lord can bless all our families and you family members that are in Florida or in the way of the hurricanes. You know, say a little prayer for those people because the power of prayer is amazing. But other than that, guys, don't forget that in the training group, I need to update all the people that are getting the digital business card because literally this co-op that we're doing, and if again, you don't, it's not mandatory, right? It's not mandatory. All we do is we teach people how to win with digital media. We teach you how to automate your marketing. We teach you how to use tools to win, and we teach you how to get digital media in front of eyeballs. Now, the problem with too many people is they think it's mandatory. No, it's not mandatory. It's just if you want to use it, you can. Why? Everybody has a mobile device. I mean, I think it's something like 98% of text messages are open. Ridiculous. They're putting your information on their mobile devices. The one thing they don't even go to the bathroom without. You're going to win more, right? So this is why we teach these things, guys. But if you want to be part of the program, do not forget, call me so I can explain how the co-op works. 214-770-9699. Everybody that's part of the co-op will be helping everybody else. When somebody gets sick, move on to the next person. They get sick, all the way down for the month of October. After October, everybody can go hog wild. They can do whatever they want. And remember, digital media doesn't have any territory restrictions, so it's a phenomenal way for you to also diversify your income. That being said, guys, this is Max Garza in McAllen, Texas. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the noon international call with Mr. Brian Early and Mike Williams tomorrow. Don't forget. Also, we will see you on the 1 o'clock Central Standard Time training call for SLA straight line apps, and then we will have a call tomorrow night with the professor, Brian Early. All this information is in the training group on Facebook, American Standard Wallet, and Plus Profit Academy Training 2017. Other than that, guys, you have a fantastic weekend. God bless, and we will see you very soon. We'll see everybody at the top, guys. Goodbye.
Blessings.